It is La Cueva High School is where we're at. Thank you very much for being here as we're just about to get ready. Unfortunately, I had to, it took me a little while to find the gym, but we are here and I am just getting ready. So we'll take a second as they are just about to tip off this game. This is the Atrisco Heritage Academy Lady Jaguars at the 0-8 record. 0-1 on neutral ground, and it is Hobbs Eagles, of course, with 11-2 record. 0-1 as well for the neutral ground, but have a 11-2 record, so much better than Atrisco Heritage. Looks like there's going to be a pause for a moment, and going to get underway here. Got to get in a visible sort of area. Thanks everybody for being here as they are going to go ahead and take a timeout for a moment before they get started. Thank you, and I'm going to get set up as best as possible too in this area. Once again, the APS Metro tournament is taking place. This is game number 1 for the Lady Eagles, and at West Mesa is where the Hobbs boys are. We'll talk about that as well. Thank you very much for being with me. It looks like as they are getting set, they had to clean up the floor a little bit, or at least they're checking it out. This Atrisco Heritage team, like I said, they are 0-8. And let's see, against Hobbs. Let's see if I've got that record for it. Nope, everything but. Taking a little longer to get started. The Eagles versus the Jaguars. Should be a good game, and Hobbs should be able to reign in another victory. But this is the reason why they play the games, just so they can be assured of a victory. This is, of course, Hobbs Eagle basketball right here on Eagle 100.5, whether it's on Facebook page. You can also catch us on hobbsamerica.com and on YouTube. Thank you very much for being here. And once again, there is a bit of a delay. They don't have the lineups, but I have a feeling it's going to be Zepeda, Armitage, Mendoza. It's also been Godwin and Munez, or maybe Ross. But when they step out on the floor, we will let you know who is going to be starting for the Hobbs Eagles. Oh, that's right, get out of that. Tiff back at the station, making sure everything is set up properly. Thank you, Tiff. And we're going to go ahead and pause for a moment. I don't have any commercials, but we're going to pause. Be back in a moment as we continue coverage. Unfortunately, we do not have video because it is the Albuquerque tournament, and they do have the rights. Be back in just a minute right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Quick shout out to Miss Zepeda as she had a great game. It was Madison Zepeda with 7 threes, I believe that's correct, and was able to almost get the title for most threes in a game, or trays in a game, but came up a little short. Nevertheless, so came up big with the 23 points, 7 of those again with trays. And didn't have to go to the free throw line once, which is quite amazing. Still seems to be an issue. Not sure what it is, and Hobbs at least ready to play. The girls over there for the Jaguars, the Lady Jaguars, are still stretching. But the Lady Eagles all fired up as they usually are, especially for this tournament. In fact, they are the reigning champions from last season. We'll love to get the title once again. Of course, this is game one of the Albuquerque Metro tournament. The APS is what they call it. Unfortunately, we are unable to get the video, but that's all right. We will work around that. It is on the air on the internet worldwide. You can watch it anytime you want to, whether it be live or afterwards. Well, you can listen to it anyway. And we always tend to get those out there. I know you can get it for a charge from the NFHS, but you can also get it for free right here. So once again, not sure what's going on, but hey, I think they're giving me a little bit of a breather. I had to run in here, so to speak, to be able to get on the air. So we'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Welcome back, as it is Coach Richard Harbin for the Academy Jaguars, the Lady Jaguars. Again, 0-8 is their record so far this season. Eagles come in with an 11-2 record, and they've been having some trouble with the tall teams. That is no secret, anyway, to anybody who's been watching. But so far they've had a trouble with Farmington, one of the taller teams. Also with, I believe it was Friendship. That's right. Saw that game, got to cover it, and they were just blocking them out, being able to slow them down from scoring underneath the basket, and even on the perimeter, able to make some bodies just reach up there and slow down or detract from any shots that could have been given. Be back in a moment as we continue coverage. Still a delay, not sure why once again, but definitely a delay. Both teams are eagerly waiting for this to be tipped off, and I will let you know as soon as we get it started. In a moment, we'll be right back right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Just an update for you. They are now sweeping the entire floor, parts at a time, to make sure it is safe and clean. And that is going to take a couple of minutes. So we will talk about this is the fourth time that the Lady Eagles, actually the Eagles have been to this tournament. And for the Lady Eagles, they have had, the last year they had the championship And overall, in the 3 seasons, they've gotten 2 championships and 1 third place for their efforts. So they've been very dominant in this one. Hobbs, Eagles, the boys, not so much, but I think they've been getting stronger each and every year. Of course, they're going to be here as well. In fact, I have a feeling that they've already started over at West Mesa. And let's see who they're playing. I wanted to make sure I didn't get confused, and that's why when I got told they were at West Mesa, I was like, no, that's the boys, not the girls. But the boys, they are playing La Cueva, which is, where we're at, but they're at West Mesa. I think that's what he heard. I think he said, I said I was at La Cueva, and he was thinking about the boys because that's where Jeremy Soria was going. So that makes sense. He is at the boys game along with Ty Friend. He is calling that one over on Cool 95.7. They've got that on the radio as well as on the app, Cool 95.7 app, and on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Yes, indeed. We're both on at the same time. How cool is that? And we're on Hobbs Sports 2 as well as on Lee County News and Sports. So you can catch us on either one of those, whether it be on Hobbs, actually on YouTube, that's where you're going to catch us, or you can catch us on HobbsAmerica.com. Just go under the Eagles, Lady Eagles, of course, to be able to catch this game. And we're also on Eagle 100.5 Facebook page. Looks like they're going to be close to getting the floor completely cleaned. They're being very diligent about this, as it should be. I guess that was one of those things that did not get done for maintenance, but we are seeing it done now. In fact, I would have had time to go downstairs to get the roster, but never know what's going on. But we will get through this as best as possible. Once again, with Madison, one of the leaders. In fact, she's been leader of the last 3 of 4 games with points. 19 during Pebble Hills, along with 17 points for Lubbock Cooper. And then led the way after missing Mayfield's game to Sandia with 20 points, 3 out of 4 from the line, and 5 trays to her name. Now that was the beginning. Never mind. Sorry. Let's try that again. Let's go back 5 and 6. And she was the leader for Oregon Mountain once again. As I mentioned, she had 7 trays, 23 points. Centennial, the leader there, was Zoe Ross with 22 points, just 2 trays, 4 or 5 from the line. Farmington, that's when Madison's Zapata led again, 19 points. Did not have any free throws on that one either, 3 trays, and it was Zoe Ross. So they've been going back and forth on the leader of the scoring. Against Eastwood, that was just 13 points, 1 tray, and 2 for 2 on the line, again for the 13 points. Madison Zapata led the way against the last Alamogordo game, which of course was the first game for the Hobbs Holiday Tournament, and that was 4 of 4 with 16 points and 2 trays. Looks like we're about to get underway as the Lady Eagles are getting out on the floor. And that's probably when I was going to go down to check the lineup, but it is going to be Kidney Reinhardt, freshman, Neva Griffin, a junior. Also going to be April Ocha for a senior, number 22, as we get a tip-off, and it was won by Academy. And we are underway as they're in the front court. It is going to be a shot put up and missed for 3 on the left wing. Rebounded, and it'll go out of bounds. Let's see who it gets touched last by. That was a 3-point shot by number 33, and I don't have 33. And like I said, I wasn't able to get down to the table to get that one. I could have, actually, if I'd have known what was going on. But Hobbs has the ball. Oh, wait, no, actually, that is Armitage who has the ball. They're in black. Okay, so Hobbs is in black, and the Jaguars are in white. Armitage with a shot misses, and that was also Munoz with a 3-point shot on the left wing, missed. And back the other way for the Jaguars. Lady Jaguars put up a shot from the right wing, was then able to get it for, that is going to be Hernandez. And it will be a foul, 2-shot foul that would be going for Zoe Ross. And the foul will go against the Lady Jaguars, and that'll be Reinhardt. So first free throw of the game. And that does bounce in for Ross. And she will have the first points. Second one is up and good as well. So Ross is 2 for 2 from the line. And we are underway. And that is now in the hands of I believe that's Gallegos. No. That is going to be Griffin. Niamh Griffin, the junior, as she is unable to get the shot to go in on the right-hand side as she tried to lay it up. And the foul. So she'll get 2 on the line for her. And it doesn't show who got the foul. First one goes off the side of the rim. No good. Still a 2-0 lead so far early in this first for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. 7:21 to go, and it is the second shot made by Griffin. 1 of 2 for the team as well as for her. Meanwhile, back in the front court, pass to Ross over her head, but was taken by Munoz. And over to Armiches on the left for a 3. Misses off the back of the rim and will be rebounded by, that will be Hernandez. A steal for Zapata. She goes ahead and dishes it off to the right underneath for Munoz, and she gets her 2 points for a 4-1 lead for Hobbs. Back the other way, and it's in the hands of Hernandez. Out. Zapata has it. She's trying to get it, but yep, she tipped it over to Ross. Goes ahead and runs the lane, gets it up and in for 2 more. And that is going to be 2 points for Ross and 6 points altogether for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Timeout on the floor, 6:40 to go. It is 6-1, and the scoreboard is off as well with the score. But it is, in my count, 6-1. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. All right, we are back. Looks like she actually did. Griffin did get both of her free throws, and Hobbs is going to be playing defense as it was actually now on or for Atrisco Heritage to inbound the ball with 6:40 to go in the first. 6-2 is the score. And a bit of delay. I think there is an issue on the score, but I'm not certain about that. I had 6-1. She did miss the first one, but make the second. And the refs are talking about it right now still. And if I was close enough to the scoring table, I would go ahead and get that lineup. But I know my luck. We've got 6:40 to go in the first, and already a big delay again after they had to clean the floor. And it looks like they are talking to the scorer. I said they've got Jaguars and Jaguars on there. That's another thing that's kind of confusing. Just noticed that. You don't expect Jaguars versus Jaguars, especially when one of them's the Eagles. So it seems like the second huge delay for this game so far. There we go. Now we have the Eagles. Now they got to fix the score. They've got the Jaguars up to 6 and the Eagles 2. So big delay as the coaches go ahead and shake hands. I don't know if they did that, but I guess they didn't do that before for Coach Richard Harbin and Joey Carpenter, who is second on the all-time list behind Maya, who is at, I believe, Oregon Mountain. I know we played them. We're able to beat them this year. But a long delay as we're still not correct with the score. Again, I want to thank everybody for being here on, whether you're on Eagle 100.5 Facebook page. We are also on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube, and we're on the Hobbs Sports #2. We're also on Lee County News and Sports. Remember, you can watch it here live. You can also watch it later on. This is the 6th of January, and they are now fixing the score. It is now 6-2. Eagles on top by 4. And we can continue on. And again, if I'd have known how long this was going to take, I could have been able to bop down there and back, even with my bad leg, and had enough time. But nevertheless, here we are as they trying to get it inbounded, doing the 5 seconds, and get it into the hands of West as she pulls one up from center court, or actually center of the paint for 2. So already West with 2. As it gets in the hands of that is Mendoza, and she pops a 3 from just beyond the left of the arc and puts that 2. Now 9-4, Hobbs in the lead, 6:07 to go. It is in West's hands, tries to get it passed over to Hernandez, and it gets knocked out of bounds, last touch by the Eagles, and so it'll be the ball to Academy and the Lady Jaguars. Lady Jaguars inbounded the ball. That'll be by Yasmin West, the senior. And she is going to get it over to, that'll be Griffin. Back to West. Kind of got away with the travel on that one, but now we're getting a twirling signal. And it is going to be, and yeah, Coach Harbin saying box, box, box for the Lady Jaguars. The backcourt goes back to the front for Reinhardt. No turnover on that one. They're still in the front court as it gets it over and tipped. And that is going to be by Mojica, who drives the lane after stealing it. So she gets a steal and a bucket and the and one. So the trifecta for Miss sophomore Mariah Mojica. And she's on the line to shoot 1. 2 points. First one's for Mojica. 11-4 is the score. 5:47. That one is going to go off the back of the rim and miss, but be rebounded once again by Mendoza. Inside underneath, and that'll be Godwin for her 2, and an assist by Mendoza, her first. Going to be in the backcourt for the Lady Jaguars. Going to steal it away. Yes, she does, and that's going to be Navarro. And now it's in the hands of Rivera. Tried to take a shot, missed, and it will be rebounded. Looks like that'll be by Griffin, her first. Back across, and the hands of West. Drives the lane, gets up a righty, and misses off the side of the rim. Mendoza with the rebound, her first, as it goes back the other way. A shot underneath quickly, and that's going to end up the offensive charge against Rivera, her first, as she tried to put it up and in. So it'll be a turnover for Hobbs, their first. And will be inbounded with 5:02 remaining in the first in the hands of the Jaguars. Yasmin West with the ball as she is being double teamed. Backcourt still, but she does cross the timeline now. And off on the right-hand side, Zoe Ross is giving it a little difficult. She had to chase that one down. And it is stolen by Muniz. And another steal, another turnover for the Jaguars. Quickly to the top of the arc for 3 as Ross misses that one, and it will be rebounded by Griffin, her second. So that was a steal by Muniz. Be back in the front court again. This time around, it's Reinhardt on the left wing. Stolen by, that is going to be Armitage. Fed quickly to Ross, and she's going to lay it up and in on the right-hand side for 2. Armitage with that nice assist as well as the steal. And it's already going to be 13-4 the other way quickly for a steal. Zepeda this time gets it up and in after she gets the steal. 2 more points for her, and it's going to be 15-4. And that is going to be a timeout. And just so you know, Joey Carpenter is tied for second. This one more win, and he will go into second place on his own. And pretty big deal for a career of a coach. You know, if you want to do something right, you know, winning is always a good thing. And he has been a huge winner for the Hobbs Eagles, as well as when he was with Roswell, did win a championship right before he left and came over here. And it was a nice story that he told about it, too. And, you know, if you hear it from him, then for me, it's always interesting to hear how he became a coach here at Hobbs and the Eagles, and the Lady Eagles especially. 17-4. We'll be back in 30 seconds as we continue coverage right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. All right, back to action as we are getting the girls lined up. It looks like it's going to be Zapata, Ross, Muniz. Also, that is going to be Hardison out there as well, and Armitage. Double team, got it crossed. Nope, Zoe Ross steals it. Another one for her as she goes and goes back. Lays it up and in for 2 more points for Ross. That is 6 points is what I've got her for, and that is her first steal. 19-4. With 3:41 to go, and still in the backcourt is going to be the Lady Jaguars as they're trying to take their time. Got it inside, but has it knocked out. And it's going to be, looks like, actually, maybe Eagles ball. Be back in a moment with more coverage as we got a break. All right, we're back as it is the Jaguars once again knocked out by Ross. That'll be her second one. She's going to go coast to coast, lay it up, and put it in, and the count, the bucket, as well as the foul for Ross. That is 8 points, and she is leading the way for both teams with 8. And then she's also going to get that and one. She is 2 for 2 from the line right now and has an opportunity to get one more as we get some substitutions coming in. Looks like it'll be Muniz, or actually Mendoza and Rivera. One more for Ross as it's 3:26, and she sinks that one easily to make it 22-4. 3:26 remaining. Yep, 22-4, 3:26 remaining, and Jaguars with the ball in the backcourt about to inbound it, which they do. Over to, that'll be Griffin. Oh, and a fight for the ball as it goes out of bounds. 2 players, or 1 player at least, on the floor for the Jaguars. That was Coronado. And a foul on Mendoza. Her first. So back with that one. That was also the 3rd team foul for Hobbs. Into the hands of a 3-pointer, that is Coronado. And she is going to miss that shot for the three on the left-hand side, just beyond the arc. We have a rebound for, that would be Navarro, her first. As it is going to be inbounded by Hobbs into the hands of, that is going to be Rivera. Rivera is going to cross the timeline, get to the front court. Go to her left to, going back to Mojica and back to Rivera. Back to Mojica for a 3 on the way on the left-hand side. Misses off the side of the rim. Rebounded almost by Mendoza, but goes out of bounds. Last touch by her, and it will be back to Lady Jaguars with 2:53 remaining. 22-4 is the score so far. So 22-4, 2:52 remaining. Inbounding the ball was the Jaguars, as is now in the hands of Griffin. And Reinhardt now, as it goes to the left, will be Coronado. And with the foul will be Mojica for her first. 2. Oh, it'll be actually it was a 3-point shot that was trying to be made, but instead it'll be 3 foul shots given. And that looks like it'll be to Gallegos. Gallegos up for the first one, off the front of the rim, and will miss. And that is the first miss for the Jaguars. 2 more opportunities for her with 2:36 to go. Still an 18-point lead for the Lady Eagles. Second one drops in. So far, 1 or 2. And we'll get 1 more. Third one's up and makes it. So 2 out of 3 for Gallegos. Makes it 22-6, 2:36 to go, and Hobbs inbounds the ball into the hands of Hardison. I say that's Rivera. Rivera over to Hardison. Over inside to Rivera. Up to Katie Godwin, who tries to put up a nice little shot underneath the basket. Misses. Rebounded. Long rebound by Rivera. Actually, that's Mojica. And Rivera with the shot. Misses off the back of the rim for the 3 on the right-hand side. And now we'll go back to the Jaguars after a rebound for West. And she gets fouled as she falls to the floor. Looks like that'll be against Rivera, her second. With 2:04 remaining, let's see who it is. It is Rivera's second. 22-6, 2:04 remaining in the first. And a free throw once again for West, I believe. And she makes another one. That's actually Gallegos. Gallegos made another free throw, 1 of 2 so far. Second shot is up, and that will go in as well. And that was actually is West, who is now 4 of 5. Going back the other way, and a quick turnover for Hobbs. As the turnovers are starting to mount up for Hobbs. It is 5-3 so far on the count. But inbound of the ball will be the Jaguars. 22-8 is the score. I need to update that. Thank you. In the backcourt, trying to avoid a 10-second violation, but throws away in the hands of Ross and gets it over to Zepeda for a 2 up on the right-hand side. Misses, and the rebound will be in the hands of the Jaguars. Nice pass to West as she gets up and under on the right-hand side. Wasn't able to make the shot, but will go to the line to shoot 2 again. Like I said, she is 4 or 5. Let's see, 4 or 5 from the line. With 1:35 to go, and let's see, that one was counted against Navarro. First one is going to be a miss, looks like. One more opportunity for West and the Jaguars. And that will go off the back as well, so she misses those last 2. And it is now Ross with the ball. Top of the arc, goes to the right. Fed it to Zepeda, over to Armitage, who is on the right wing. To inside, Zepeda, all the way across, and that is to Muniz. Backs it up to the 3-point line. Goes back over to, that will be Navarro. Misses a point-blank shot. And the rebound will go to the Jaguars, and it looks like that is going to be for Coronado. Now in the hands as she drives it, double team, but gets a layup anyway, and it puts it in for Griffin, her first. And now it is 22-10, under a minute to go. Muniz with the ball, now getting over to the left-hand side of the arc. Over to, that is Zepeda to the far left for a 3 on the way for Muniz. Misses it, goes out of bounds, and its last touch looks like that is by Armitage. 22-10. Is the score with 42 seconds remaining. Once again, we had delays on this, so they had to clean up the floor, and then there was another delay later on because of the scoreboard. In the hands of Ocha. Gets it across. Actually, it is blocked by Armitage and goes out of bounds, but last touched by Hernandez of the Jaguars. So it'll be a turnover for the Jaguars going the other way with 34.5 seconds remaining in the first. It'll be Muniz inbounding it into Zepeda. Madison will have the ball once she gets it, and they are doing some substitutions. Looks like coming in is going to be, that is Reinhardt. Taking her place is for Griffin. Zepeda back to Muniz, back to Zepeda, top of the arc, over to the right now. Three-pointer on the way for Ross and sinks it, nothing but net. Nicely done, and that is her first of the game as she has had some nice buckets. This one goes the other way, and it'll be a shot for West. Missed, and a fight for the ball. That'll be a jump ball, and that was against, looks like that was, well, I'll tell you in a moment. Over to West again, underneath the basket, being defended by Navarro. Missed the shot. Rebound will be finally taken by West. So she got the long rebound. Puts up a shot for a three as the buzzer hits, and will miss that. So end of the first quarter, 25-10 is the score. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. All right, we're about to get back to this one as it is a 25-10 first quarter lead for the Eagles. And it is underway. Zepeda inside to Armitage, who gets it back out again for a three on the way from Ross on the right wing. No good, and it's going to be rebounded by Coronada. And it was actually, Coronado who got it for the Jaguars, going back the other way. And I am double checking. Quick turnover for the Jaguars. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch looks like by the Jaguars, possibly. Nobody inbounding yet. Oh, it was a block foul. So that was against West, her first. And inbound of the ball will be Zepeda. Zepeda back over to Muniz, over to the left-hand side for a three-pointer on Ross. Misses off the back of the rim, rebounded. Looks like that'll be by Cadena. Cadena finally getting it across to West, and then she stumbles as she got past the timeline against Ross, and a turnover for the Jaguars as those are starting to mount up. 25-10 though was the score with 7:14 to go, and Zepeda with the ball. Across the timeline, back and forth to Ross, over to Muniz with a right three. Muniz actually is Zepeda with a three, top of the arc, and drains it, rattles it in. Nicely done. Her first of the game, and it is 28-10. 6:58 to go. Underneath the basket now quickly for the Jaguars as they are living up to the name. Silva tried to get a shot, misses, and it is rebounded. Looks like that is going to be by Hardison, her first. Already to the front court for Muniz. Back and forth to Zepeda. Inside to Armitage. Gets a double team. Puts it up anyway. Misses the shot. No foul called. It will be rebounded by West. And going back across again over to, that'll be Reinhardt. Taken by Zepeda as it's delivered right to her, gets it to Ross. Nice dish in as it's an assist for Zepeda as it is a shot for Ross underneath the basket and the foul as well. And it'll be against, that'll be Reinhardt, her second. So 6:21 to go, 29 to, actually it should be, well, let's go ahead and put 29. I thought the bucket counted. So it'll be and one, so it did. So Ross with an and one. She's already 3 for 3 so far in this game. And that'll be 4 for 4 as she drains that one as well. 20-point lead is what we've got here. 6:21 as there is a inbound. See, coming in is going to be, that looks like Mojica. And another little delay as West is getting ready for her inbound. And Jaguars going to heave it across with the press, and it gets into the hands of Godwin. She gets a steal for that one. That's her first. Goes across the timeline. It'll be Rivera over to, that is Mojica for a three. Misses off the left wing, and the rebound will go to the Jaguars. And that looks like that is going to be for Coronado, her third. And a steal, and that'll be for Rivera for her first. As you get back across the timeline over to the Hobbs Eagles. On the perimeter, back inside to Mendoza, back out again for a three shot on the way on the right wing, off the back of the rim, no good. That's going to be for Rivera, as it is going to be a whistle foul on the rebound. And it looks like it's going to go in against Hobbs, and let's see who they called it against. That'll be the third one for Rivera. So I was right about the score. It is now 31-10. 21 point as they are double teamed in the background or back court. And it looks like it'll be a call against, could be against Hardison. And it will be. Actually, no, Mojica, her second. 5:29 to go in the first half. Still 31-10. And the fouls on each side are both 2 for the teams. As inbound of the ball, the Jaguars. Over to Gallegos, gets across the timeline, being defended against by Rivera. And a save as the pass went out. And it looks like it'll be out of bounds anyway. So turnover for Jaguars. It looks like they were going to lose it anyway. Back the other way for the Eagles. In the hands of Mojica. Goes to her right wing, back to Mojica, top of the arc. Left now to Rivera, back to Mojica, and over to the right now. And inside to Mendoza for a two. Off the back of the rim, rebounded by Godwin, misses that one as well. And it will be a rebound by West. As the other way, back to a pass that was in and out of the hands of Solis. And back again. And now it is Mendoza with a rebound. Now in the front court, it is a three-pointer on the way for Mendoza on the right wing, and she does nail it. Three-pointer, that's her second one of the game, 34-10, and there is a whistle on the floor as there's an injury or maybe a timeout to tie her shoe. And a substitution as well. Player has picked herself up. That was Griffin, the junior. And a substitution on the way for the Jaguars. 34-10, 4:33 remaining in the first half. And in the back court is going to be Griffin being double teamed, and it'll be a jump ball as it was Rivera who had the ball as well as Griffin. Possession is going to go to, so they're going to keep the ball. The Jaguars are going to keep the ball with 4:24 remaining. And it will be Jaguars with the ball going to the left wing. Dribbles that out of bounds, but last touch apparently by Rivera, so it'll still be Jaguar ball. 4:20 remaining for those that follow that. And it will be in the hands of Gallegos. It's going to be inbound of the ball as it's touched, but not being able to deflect. Three-pointer on the way on the right-hand side for the Jaguars, and she drains it for Begay, her first. And that will put it up to 34-10 13. Mendoza inside already. Tries to get it to Godwin, unable to get it. In fact, that was a steal for Hernandez. And, speaking of steals, Rivera with a steal as well. Gets it all the way back. So each one has a turnover, but Rivera is able to get it up and in for 2. Speaking of which, another steal and another bucket, this time also for Rivera. Her 4 points just come up quickly. And it's going to be 38-13. Backcourt violation just happened, so another turnover for the Jaguars. Inbound of the ball will be the Hobbs Eagles underneath their own basket. As it is going to be Mojica back to Navarro, to Rivera on the right wing, goes ahead and runs in a little bit, gets it inside the paint, runs in for a 2. Nice layup for that one for Rivera. Her 8 points is what she's got to make it 40-13. And it is West who loses control but does get the foul. And it'll be against Mojica, her 3rd. So foul trouble for Mojica as it is 3:26 to go. It looks like we've got a change in lineup for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Looks like it's back to the starters for them. Yes, indeed, a quick change as inbound of the ball will be Coronado. We have 3:26 to go and just 2 fouls for the Jaguars, 3 for the Hobbs Eagles. Into the hands of West as she goes right wing. Almost lost the ball, Coronado, but she does get it back against Zoe Ross. Inside, back out again to West, over to the left wing. For a 3 on the way, no good, and it'll be missed by Salas. And a quick pass to Zapata over to Ross. Try to put up a 2 underneath the basket, misses on the right-hand side. Rebound by Coronado. And a quick turnover for Hobbs. Back again, though, the other way, and it's going to be Zapata with the steal and Ross with the bucket. Ross has been piling up those scores pretty fast as it's already 42-13 in this first half. With 2:37 remaining, almost a steal again for Hobbs, but instead it'll be in the hands of West after it was taken over by Begay. Misses the 3-point shot. Rebound by Zapata. Long rebound. And will go the other way. Feeds it off to Muñez for a 3 on the left wing. Misses off the back of the rim. And they are going quickly. Rebounding foul on that one. It's good. 2:16 to go. 42-13. Yes, I do have the right score. It looks like it'll be. Okay. Oh, so Muñez did get fouled. Let's see who they called that against, if they are going to put that up. And that'll be her first. That'll be Hernandez. So Hernandez with the foul. Back to Muñez on the right wing. To Zapata, right wing. Now left wing with the pass from Muñez. Back to Muñez from Ross. And to Ross on the left wing. Passing around for a moment, trying to get inside. Now they do with Armitage underneath. 2 gets double teamed and does get knocked out of bounds. Looks like last touch by the Jaguars. Still with just under 2 minutes to go, minute 59 to be exact, and 42-13 in the second. It'll be in the hands of Muñez over to Zapata on the right wing. Top of the arc for Ross as she gets teamed up. And then Muñez to the left wing for Zapata. And Madison going to go ahead and dribble that off to Ross on the right. Now back over to Muñez for a 3 on the left. Nothing but net for Muñez. She gets her first 3 of the game. 45-13. And going back the other way with minute 28 to go, it'll be right, actually left wing. Going to try for a 3 was Silva, and instead she gets the travel. So it'll be a turnover for the Jaguars once again. 45-13, minute 24 remaining. This game that started off late is getting up quick. It is Muñez going to the top, over to Armitage, who drives the lane on the left-hand side, pushes up a shot, misses, rebounded by, that is going to be Hardison. Misses her shot, but I think she did get the foul, but not a shooting foul. So it'll be inbounded by Zapata. Madison with ball here in a second. Going to inbound the ball with 1:12 to go. Gets it underneath, and that'll be to Armitage, who got the inbound, put up, and missed the shot, but does get the and two for the foul. Let's see, the foul is going to be going against. Well, let's see. First one is going to make for Armitage. She makes about 7.25 shots, or actually points a game. And that second one, though, misses, so 1 out of 2. Oh, 31. All right, so rebounded by West. That's her third. Jaguars underneath the basket, try to get a shot, but it is blocked. And that is going to be that is Hardison, able to block that shot. And it is Armitage with the ball, out to Zapata on the left wing for a three, misses off the back of the rim. And it is the rebound by the Jaguars, and that'll be Grajada. Ross over to Armitage underneath the basket, got double teamed, went out of it, got it out to Muñez on the right wing for three, and hits it for another 3-point shot for Muñez. And we are at 49. I missed one. 49-13, and it has been all Hobbs Eagle ball as the Jaguars have not scored in a long time in this second quarter. We're down to 11.2 seconds and a timeout on the floor from the officials. Foul by Muñez. That'll be her first, I believe. So with 11.2 seconds remaining, it is going to be inbounded. That'll be foul number 3 for the Hobbs Eagles. So nobody's in bonus yet. Gets it over to Silva for a 3 on the way. Just left of the arc, misses, and Ross driving the ball now. Zapata underneath, feeds it to her as she rolls in with the buzzer buzzing, and that will count as a 2, and Ross with the assist. We're going to go into halftime. It'll be 51-13, so we're going to have Mercy Rule clock as we get back to the third quarter, but we're at halftime right now. Be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. All right, we are back. Thank you very much for being here as we have the next teams warming up. But we've got the halftime show going on for you as the Hobbs Lady Eagles are ahead 51-13. We had a couple of delays. We had the floor that needed to be cleaned, and then the scoreboard that needed to be fixed. We had Jaguars versus Jaguars. I didn't even catch that till they had pointed it out, and then they started had the score wrong. The Hobbs Eagles were trailing, but no, they were not. They have never trailed in this game, and let's show you how it all happened. Let's start off with the Lady Academy Jaguars, or Academy Lady Jaguars, as let's see, they've had a lot of turnovers, 14 turnovers so far for them, but for scoring, it has been Neb Griffin, the junior, with a bucket and 2 on the line. So she is the leading scorer with 4 points, along with it is Dalian Begay, the junior. She has a tray to her name, and that's how she goes and gets her 3. And then it's going to be Yasmin West, who has been the offense of the team, getting 3 of 7 from the line and 2 with a bucket. So that is 5 points for her. Let's see, that is, actually, that's right, so she's 4 of 7 from the line with 6 points. So she is leading the Jaguars with 6 points right now. Again, Griffin with 4 and 3 for Begay. For the Hobbs Lady Eagles, it has been a score fest. In fact, we have seen 8 players have already put some points on the board and are on the scoreboard, as it is the leader, 19 points. Get this, 19 points by Ross. Now, we know she can do this, but again, she's the 8th grader. 8th grader with 19 points in the first half, and she's had 2 trays. She's just had 1 tray, but she's had 4 of 4 from the line, and she's made, let's see, that is 5 buckets so far. Actually, 6 buckets to get her 19 points. After that, it is all single digits for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. That is Munez with 8 points. She's had 2 trays as well as a bucket. Has not gone to the line. Hasn't needed to. Zapata with 7 points. She's also got 2 buckets and a tray for her effort. Armitage just is able to get 1 point as she was able to go on the line to shoot 1 of 2. Mendoza has 6 points with 2 trays. It is also going to be Godwin and, let's see, it's going to be Mariah Mojica, the sophomore, both with 2 points each off of buckets. So that is how we get the 51 points. In fact, let's get you the steals as well. That's 2 steals for Zapata, a rebound and an assist. And Hobbs has only turned the ball over 6 times so far in this first half. Meanwhile, an assist and a steal for Armitage. It's going to be Mendoza with a steal and an assist. Assist and a rebound. Assist and rebound for Mendoza. Mojica with a steal. Hardison has had a block and 2 rebounds so far in her efforts. It is going to be Rivera once again with 2 steals. Navarro with a rebound and a steal. Muniz with a steal, and Godwin with a steal and a rebound as well. Let's go and take a pause. Be back in a moment as we continue coverage. They don't have a running clock on this so far, so not sure exactly when it's going to come back, but we'll be back in a moment with more right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Hobbs came into this game shooting 68% from the line, and right now they've only missed 1 so far. That was by Mojica. So it is 5 of 6 from the line. Meanwhile, it is 6 of 9 from the free throw line for the Lady Jaguars. They've had more opportunities to be able to get some points on, but unable to get those 3 to drop. 2 rebounds, that'll be for Griffin, as well as 1 for Soyas. 3 rebounds for Coronada, while it is Gerhada with 1 rebound, 3 rebounds and a steal for Hernandez. And West, as you know, that was West that had the 3 rebounds and a steal, along with her 4 of 7 on the line. And Silva with 2 rebounds. And they did win the tip, so I do believe they're going to start the game third quarter, and then it'll be Hobbs inbounding for the fourth quarter. We'll have running clock, though, throughout the rest of this game, looks like, if the score continues the way it's going to be. 51-13 is the score. That is correct, as they don't even have the right quarter on there either. So whoever's running a scoreboard, either they're having some trouble or the scoreboard is having trouble. Nevertheless, though, at least they have the right names and they have the right score. 51-13. They've got 2:14 remaining. We'll be back in just a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. We're less than a minute to go before the end of the first, the halftime. And sorry, I was looking at the first period is what they've got still on the board. So unable to get that score fixed. But nevertheless, once again, Hobbs up by 51-13. Expect running clock for the rest of this, as the starting 5 are out. Godwin, along with, actually it is going to be Godwin, along with Navarro, Mendoza, and also will be Mojica. And it looks like that is Rivera. I think I got everybody. Oh, wait, and I did get Navarro. So Hobbs will be inbounding the ball. Starting off this third quarter, Mojica is going to get it to, looks like that'll be Rivera in the backcourt. And yep, I got everybody. Let's see, for the Jaguars, it'll be Hernandez along with Griffin, Reinhardt, and Coronado with one more. West. So Hobbs has the ball inside, gets underneath Godwin, feeds it, and gets that in. That'll be an assist for Rivera, and a shot put in for Godwin. Her first points in the second half for Hobbs as well. 53-13, and a shot for 3. No, actually, it's me 2. Her foot was on the line, but nevertheless misses it off the left-hand side. That was going to be tried by Coronado, but misses. It goes out of bounds. And last touch by Hobbs, so it'll be Coronado ball. No turnover for that, as Reinhardt will be inbounding the ball. The 2 West is being guarded. That is going to be by Mojica. And gets around Mojica, gets another double team, and misses that shot, the running righty, and be rebounded by Godwin. Getting across the timeline, there'll be a foul against the Jaguars. And that'll be against Coronado, her first, team's first. Inbounding the ball, and it'll be getting the hands of Rivera. Over to the left wing. Back to
Rivera. No, actually that is, now it's Rivera. Mojica, top of the arc to Mendoza. And now to the left to Navarro. Far left wing for Mendoza on the arc. Over to Navarro and then Rivera to Navarro for a three on the left wing. Misses, but she does get her rebound after a long rebound and puts it up for two inside the paint. Nicely done for Navarro. 55-13, 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Running clock is going on for Mercy. In the hands of West, who is on the top of the arc now to the left-hand side. Went through the hands of Coronado, got it back, but lost it again. And it'll be stolen by Rivera. Tries to get the shot, but misses. Reinhardt does get the rebound. And that'll be a turnover for Hobbs, their first in this half. West with the ball. We'll be getting it in a moment. Inbound it with 5:27 to go. Thank you very much for being here, by the way, as it is now in the hands of Griffin, and we pretty much have it set now, especially with the running clock. So 5:18 to go still. And that was Griffin trying to run around the right-hand side, get underneath the basket, but does draw the foul. And that will go against. It is her fourth foul, unfortunately, for Rivera. One more and she'll be out. Gets it across the timeline, and that is Rivera who ends up stealing the ball. And it will be because they hit that wasn't blocked. It was a backcourt violation. 4:44 and ticking, and a turnover, first one in the quarter for the Jaguars. Back to the hands of Hobbs as it goes to the left wing. Still left wing, back to the right wing now for Mendoza, inside, and over to Navarro. Back again for a three-pointer on the way, up from the left, misses off the back of the rim, and that was Rivera who tried to get that three-point shot. Goes back the other way quickly. That'll be a turnover for Hobbs. And we'll go out of bounds, so back-to-back turnovers for each team. 4:09 and ticking, 55-13 is the score. And into the hand of Rivera as she's going to cross the timeline for, so far, an easy coasting game for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Left wing for Mendoza, puts up a three, misses, rebounded. That is going to be by Hernandez. And going the other way for the Jaguars. Tries to get it underneath, feed it, and instead it goes out of bounds as it was passed from West to Begay, and she could not handle the shot, or she could not handle the pass. 3:37 to go. And a full round of substitutions again for the Hobbs Lady Eagles as the starters have come back in again. Armitage and, let's see, it's also going to be Hardison with, let's see, it looks like that it's going to be, Zepeda, Ross, and Muniz. So the starters are on the floor. Ross inside to Hardison, could not get that pass, loses it. Another turnover for the Hobbs Eagles. Goes back the other way, and it'll be West with the ball as she goes up against Ross, who is leading the way with 19 points so far in this game. Not a lot of scoring going on right now, as it just was 4 points for Hobbs in this quarter. Armitage tried to get the ball up, but instead goes out of bounds. It looks like it was last touched by Armitage. So a turnover for Hobbs. They've been a little sloppy, but they still have the lead, 55-13, as you see. And will be inbounded. That'll be by Ross. Sorry, that is not going to be Ross. That'll be Hardison with the ball as she is fouled against by. All right, so West gets the foul. That's her second one. And that is the team's second as well. Hobbs has one. Jaguars with two. 2:16 to go in this third quarter. Ross with the ball on the right wing. Goes to the top. And that'll be Armitage over to her left elbow for Zepeda, back to the top with Ross. And then Muniz on the right-hand side. Puts up a three shot on the right. Misses off the back of the rim. Armitage with the rebound. And back to Muniz again. Armitage again on the left wing. Back across. Puts Zepeda for a three on the way on the right. Misses off the back of the rim. And back to for Muniz for the rebound. And a driving shot from Armitage gets two more. That's her first bucket of the game. Surprisingly, she has had a few shots, but she has not been able to make it till then. West with a shot inside underneath the basket. Does get it rolled in and out. Doesn't make it, but does draw the foul. Looks like it'll be against Ross, number 24, of course, for her first. Team's second. And West will go on the line. She's been the only one that has been consistently going to the line for the Jaguars. 4 of 7 so far. This is the first attempt in the third quarter with 1:09 to go and counting. Off the back of the rim, and she has been missing those shots. She made a couple in the beginning, but now has been wrong or has been missing. Another one more with just under a minute to go. And will drain it. 1 of 2. So she is now 5 of 9. Gets it over to Zepeda, over to Ross. Left wing to Muniz. Inside to Ross. Goes back out to Muniz. Armitage on the right wing to Muniz, top of the arc. Armitage inside, tried to drive it, and instead goes and gives it up to her right elbow, Zepeda. To left, that'll be Ross. Inside to Muniz for 3 actually on the way. Misses off the left arc. And we rebounded. Finally going to be rebounded by, that'll be the Panthers. Sorry, not the Panthers. Jaguars. Almost a cat. Rebound is going to be by Muniz. As she takes it quickly across. Time is up, and is that going to count? There's going to be a conference about that one because the time was running short. And they're going to say, let's see what the call is. No basket. So it'll end 57-14 into the third. We're going to go to the fourth. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. All right, well, that was a quick quarter, and not a lot of scoring went on. Hobbs had 6, and Heritage Atrisco had 1. 57-14 is the score, and just double-checking everything to make sure it's all right as we're going into the fourth quarter. It should be a quick one as well, so let's go ahead and thank our sponsors, without whom, of course, we would not be able to put these on the air for free. Eastern Mexico University, along with Glasgow Construction, TDS, First American Bank of Hobbs, Badger, Master Plumbers, NMR Pipeline, Divine Energy Services, Eunice Pump and Supply, Hobbs Express, SunGuard Precision, Southwest Siding and Windows and Doors, along with DNC Electric, Bel Air Bowl, Lee County State Bank, and Forest Tire. Thanks again for everybody for the sponsorship. Without you guys, we'd have to charge, and we don't like to do that. That's the reason why we do these, so you can enjoy them all for free. And unfortunately, there's no video on this one, but it is definitely going to be a fun game for the Hobbs Eagles to get back on track on before their second game tomorrow. We'll talk about that in a moment. Inbound of the ball is going to be the Jaguars, and they're in their front court already. Into the hands of Solis. And a turnover for, there's a turnover and a steal from Rivera. And a rebound, that is going to be by Begay for her first. Talk to West, and she's on the right wing, top of the arc. Goes inside, tries to put up a running shot, misses anyway, doesn't draw the foul, and it goes out of bounds. Looks like it'll be last touch by Jaguars. Hobbs will get the ball, turnover for the Jaguars. And there's been not a lot of turnovers, but there's also not been a lot of shots either in the third quarter. Now we're in the fourth. 7:16 to go and a running clock. 57-14 as we are beyond the 35 points. And getting the ball and taking it across the timeline would be Rivera on the right wing. Over to her right elbow, that'll be Mojica. Back to Mojica, over to Navarro, to Mendoza, left wing now. That's Navarro. Back to the top, over to the right. Now they're just passing it around for a moment. Inside, got it blocked though. And we'll be getting it back for a jump ball. As that was Mojica who tried to get the ball off the floor, but instead got it tied up and will have retention of the ball as they have the arrow pointing to them for possession. Hobbs underneath the basket, going to inbound the ball. Going to put up a 3 on the way for, that was Rivera, misses the shot. Rebounded by Godwin. And another shot, but instead will be rebounded this time by the one who took it on the three, Navarro. And a quick turnover after that. Could not make the shot. Hobbs with the turnover first for the quarter. 6:06 and just basically say 6 minutes to go in the game as it'll be inbounded by the Jaguars. Looks like everybody's set up for the defense on the backcourt. That'll be Griffin with the ball. Gets double teamed, goes ahead, drives the lane, gets another one, but misses her shot as she laid it up on the right-hand side. Godwin with the rebound. And quickly back the other way for Navarro. Now the hands of Rivera. Rivera to Navarro, inside to Mendoza. Actually, it's Godwin. And the whistle blows. Looks like there was a foul against Godwin. It'll be... Yeah. All right, so she had the ball. Godwin had the ball, but the foul was on West, and that's her third. Up underneath for a layup on the right-hand or left-hand side for Navarro. Misses the shot, goes out of bounds. Let's see who touched it last. Looks like it was, yeah, it would have been Begay. So inbounding the ball underneath to Godwin, up and in, nicely done. Drawn up for two as it was inbounded right underneath the basket. She was able to just flick it up, and Godwin with 2 more points. That is 6 for the game for her. Meanwhile, it is going to be Griffin trying to drive underneath once again. Does not get the shot to fall, but does drive in and get the foul. And that'll be Godwin, who just scored that last shot. Nicely done, but unfortunately draws the foul for her first, team's first as well, with 4:19 to go. And it'll be to the line, Griffin. Her first one goes. She was 2 for 2 from the first. This is her second attempts. 4 minutes to go. The second one is up and also good. 4 for 4 from the line so far for Griffin. Back the other way for the Hobbs Eagles, and underneath the basket, back to Mendoza, left wing three. Gets it off the front and the back of the rim, misses it, and be rebounded by, that'll be Begay, her second. Goes quickly the other way for the Jaguars. And that'll be hands of Reinhardt to Griffin. Griffin with the top of the arc, being defended by Ross. And now over to her right wing, her right elbow actually, for Reinhardt. Being guarded by Mendoza. And looks like she may have lost it, Silva. And instead, looks like it'll be a foul from Navarro, her second. For a non-shooting foul, 3:13 to go. Yep, that's her second. That's the team's second as well. So no chance anybody's going to be in bonus on this one as it gets back out. Inbounded for the Jaguars. Over to West after it was in the hands of Reinhardt to top of the arc. Going to drive inside, get double teamed, get it back out again for Reinhardt. Or Griffin, actually. Griffin's going to lay it up on the left-hand side, misses it, will be rebounded by Godwin. And she's getting those rebounds in. Going the other way quickly, assist if it may get in, but instead, no, it won't for Rivera. We rebound. Sorry, the the foul will go against West. That'll be her fourth. One more and she'll be out. Although they showed 2. No, wait, that's actually wrong one. So let's see if they're going to update that one. And we're going to have a timeout, looks like, as well. We've got 2:29 remaining. Timeout, indeed. And we'll see about the score. They just put one up, so I'm not sure exactly where that came from. But nevertheless, we'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network, whether you're on HobbsAmerica.com or on YouTube. Welcome back on this fast-flowing game. 2:29 to go. We just had a timeout for the Jaguars, and we've got on the line to shoot. Okay, so that's going to be Rivera. That's right. Puts it in. Nicely done. And then sometimes they also put the wrong score up on the wrong team. Rivera drains her first free throw. That's her first of the game. And second one goes as well. It is 60-17. And let's see, for the threes, it is 8 of 13 is what she come in with as a three-pointer on the way for West. Off the left wing, misses, and a rebound will be a tie-up. And it looks like it'll be a jump ball. So to go to the Jaguars, they did not lose possession. Nevertheless, with a minute 50 to go, 61-17, and they are running out of opportunities to get back in this game. For a three on the top of the arc, misses off the front of the rim. That is going to be Reinhardt, and rebounded by Godwin once again. Other way for, that is going to be Navarro to the left wing now for Rivera. Top of the arc, over to the left now for Navarro. Drives inside, gets a double team, pushes it out for Mendoza for a three. On the left wing, off the front of the rim, no good. Will be rebounded by Coronado. No, actually, that's Garada for her second. Back out for a three for Reinhardt, or Griffin. West for three, and drains that one. That is her first three of the game. 61-20, minute to go. And it is going to be, the bench is on right now as Navarro had the ball. Over to Mendoza, inside to Godwin. Back out to Navarro for three, misses off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Mendoza. And another set. Gets it over to Navarro inside. Misses that pass. Is going to try to rescue it. Did. And that was Mojica who was able to rescue that one. Mendoza on the left wing now with the ball to Godwin. Over to Navarro once again. To Rivera with a three-pointer on the way. And that is going to be an assist for Mojica. And it will be a shot made for Rivera. Her first three. Meanwhile, running the other way with 14 seconds to go, was able to run it up and in for West. She continues to score. That's 5 in this quarter for her. And it'll be 6 seconds to go, 5. And Mendoza pretty much just going ahead and running out the clock. As that is the game. Final score 64-21. And the Eagles move on to the winning bracket, and the Jaguars have to go into the losing bracket. We'll talk about that and more as we continue coverage right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. right. Thank you very much for being here on this opening day of the Albuquerque Metro Tournament, the APS Tournament, and it starts on Tuesday. We'll have another game on Wednesday. They'll have an off day on Thursday, then come back on Friday and Saturday and wrap this up. Hobbs Eagles, who are two-time champs, one time with their third-place victory, and they have been this is their fourth game. We'll be talking or seeing about what's going on with the Hobbs Eagles as they were playing La Cueva. We're at La Cueva, but they're not playing La Cueva. They're playing Atrisco Heritage and the Lady Jaguars. So let's go ahead and get you the numbers really quick before we move on to the next game. It was Neb Griffin with 6 points. She had 4 of 4 from the line. That's most of her points, along with West, who was the leading scorer for the Jaguars with 12 points, 5 and 9 from the line, and had a tray and 2 buckets. That's how she got her 12 points. The other one, they only had 3 scores, and it was Dalen Begay, the junior, who had a tray, and that was in the first half of this game. So the final on that one was 21. They got that one with 1 point in the third and 7 points in the fourth. Meanwhile, for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, not a lot of scoring in the second half as well, but enough to be able to get 11 in the score. But actually, that was, let's see, I want to do that again. 2, 4, 9 in the scorebook. So 9 scores for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. And it was Ross who got them all in the first half with 19 points, as she was 4 of 4 from the line. She also had a tray to her name, and the rest were buckets. 19 points. She also had 3 steals, 2 as well. 2 in the first half and 1 in the second half. Along with her, of course, there was also double figures for Rivera. She had 13 points, and she also had a tray in the second half after getting 8 points in the first. She had 2 for 2 on the line, and that's how she gets her 13 points. Other scorers, let's go ahead and go with Munez, as she had 2 trays, but she only got 8 points in this game, along with 7 points for Zapata. She also had a tray and 2 buckets. Nothing to do with going to the line. She didn't have to. She didn't get fouled. 2 trays for Mendoza. Jordan Mendoza dropping those trays as well. And let's see who else. As I'm trying to go down the line, it was Katie Godwin, who was also a rebound specialist this time around with 7 rebounds and a steal. She gets 6 points altogether for her efforts with 3 buckets. Along with that, it is going to be also, let's see, we got the 6-6. 3 for Aliana Armitage. 2 for Mojica. I know how to say that. And 2 for Navarro. So almost everybody scored. Everybody that played scored today. And that is something that I believe Coach Carpenter wanted to see, was a more participation. And he was rotating back and forth. He was going from the bench to the starting lineup, and it looked seamless to me as far as being able to go out there, play defense as well as offense. So this one is going to go in the books, and let's see who they're going to play next. Could be it's going to be the winner, of course, of the next game, which is going to be, let's see, actually it's going to be this game, I bet. So we don't know the winner yet, but we will know it'll be either Highland or La Cueva, and I have a feeling it might be La Cueva. Highland is one bracket below. They're in the 4A, and La Cueva, of course, is in the 5A. Both teams have a 5-3 record, so it should be a pretty decent game, but we won't know until later on who Hobbs is going to be facing against. But it'll be here at La Cueva tomorrow at 7 p.m. 6:45 is going to be the pregame, and it'll be here, whether it be on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, but it'll also be on, of course, Eagle 100.5, the Facebook page. And that should be, again, of course, unfortunately, no video will be allowed, but we'll be able to keep it up with it and get you the scores, as well as see about the boys. Still haven't heard anything about them yet. Let's look and see. Nope, nothing yet. Final score once again, though, here is in the books, and it'll be 64-21. Girls up big. They started off, like I said, strong. 25-10 in the first. They're able to get 26 points in the second quarter while holding Atrisco to 3 points. And in the third quarter, after the 51-13 lead, 6-1 in the third and 7-7. They tied the game they tied the fourth quarter with each team getting 7 points. But again, 64-21, that is the final score. Once again, tomorrow they're going to be facing the winner with the team that is going up right now, or be facing each other in about just under 13 minutes, whether it be Highland or La Cueva. That'll be the next round. And if Hobbs does win, they'll be facing the winner of Rio Rancho and West Mesa. So the team, or the game against La Cueva, should be nearing or drawing to a conclusion, at least from what this side shows. It's 6:48, but you never know. If Hobbs does win, they face the winner of Rio Rancho and West Mesa. Now the thing about this is La Cueva comes in at 7-2. Of course, you know Hobbs comes in with I want to say it's 11-2 after that last loss. Rio Rancho comes in 9-0, and West Mesa with a losing record at 5-6. But that doesn't always mean that they're going to lose, especially since they're going to be playing at their own home court at West Mesa. So those games for the Hobbs Eagles, for the boys, those two are going to be at West Mesa, and then we'll move on from there, whether they're in the winnings bracket or the losing bracket. So for the time being, let's go ahead and say thank you very much for watching. I'm going to give you a starting time at 6:45 tomorrow. We definitely will have that one, and the boys, unsure about that one. But for right now, my name is Ron. Thank you very much for being here. We covered the Hobbs Lady Eagles, and we did it with the sponsorship, without whom, of course, we would not be able to do, though. So, and that is Eastern Mexico University, Lasco Construction, Badger, TDS, First American Bank of Hobbs, NMR Pipeline, Unis Pump and Supply, Divine Energy Services, Forest Tire, Hobbs Express, SunGuard Precision, Southwest Siding, Windows and Doors, DNC Electric, and Bel Air Bowl. Well, let's go ahead and bowl us out of here, as tomorrow, once again, we're going to have the winner of this contest coming up here in a moment. Hobbs is going to advance and move on, and we're hoping the Hobbs boys will do the same thing. For all you out there, hope you have a happy Tuesday night. Yeah, it's only Tuesday, and we're going to be back again tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, as we continue the coverage of the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Thanks again for watching, and have a good evening.